crap that shut itself off. Anyways, okay, so yeah, so you got your rent, you say your first, last, and deposit, and get approved, which I'm sure if you're homeless, you probably don't have the best credit, and you don't have a support, you might not even have references, but let's just say you do. Okay, so you got your first, last deposit, sewer, water, internet, cable. I don't do that, but most people do. Power, gas, gas in your car, still have licenses to pay, still have registration and insurance and all this other stuff to pay. And I'll just assume being homeless, again, you might not have the best credit. And a lot of these companies nowadays, internet, oh yeah, phone, can't forget phone. Okay, add up your bills right now. Add up your bills. Let's see, electricity, 50 plus a month? Your internet and TV, I'm sure 100. Your cell phone, I'm sure that's 70, 100, depending on what you have. Sewer, water, so we're already in, let's say, okay, so we find an apartment, 800? That's a nice, cheap one you can find in some cities nowadays. So 816 and deposit 24, that's $2,400. So already without even paying bills, that is a full 5 months of work while living in your car. And if you can hold a full-time job while living in your car and getting showers and stuff for 5 months, you deserve a frickin' $1 billion. Definitely something much grander than a minimum wage job. But let's just say you do. Okay, so we're at our 5 months. You've been working, and you finally have enough for move-in deposit, right? How are you going to hook up your utilities? How are you going to furnish your place? Do you wait another 6 months or something? Or, think about that. All right, so that's the reality. And that's if you are healthy physically and mentally. So it'll take you a year to save half of every penny you make, to get off the streets the right way, doing a minimum wage job. Now, I personally believe housing first is the only solution. You can't heal, you can't move forward, make plans, participate in society if you do not have a safe place to call home, period. Let me address some of these issues. As we discussed yesterday, clearly you've seen a difference in my health, yeah? Let's go over some of the differences. When I had a house, I had a garden, I could grow food, I could cook food, my own food. I didn't have to buy a microwave pizza. I could make a pizza from scratch with lots of vegetables. I didn't have to go through the Jack in the Box drive-through for an egg roll or whatever. I could make my own. Fresh juice, the ability to make my own medicine, tea, drinking enough water, etc. Which I addressed in videos a few months ago, the water issue. Homeless people purposefully don't drink beverages that are good for them, like water and juice. Why? Because we have nowhere to go to the bathroom. I do, as you've seen. Yeah, because I have a car. What happens when I don't have a car? What about all the other millions of people who don't have a car? Where do they take a shit? Where do they pee? So how can you, let's say you're homeless and you have money and you can afford to pay for other people's juice or good, clean, distilled water or whatever. Where are you going to release it? You can't. So that was one of the first conversations I had with a couple on the street. But, and I started realizing for myself, so obviously I have to drink less too, even though I have a Tupperware or whatever. I can't just hop in the back and just, whatever. It's clearly not convenient. So you have the health aspects decline. to deal with too. So when you're somebody like me or other millions of other people with invisible illnesses, which really sucks. I think I addressed that before, but people, oh, just go get a job. You look healthy. You look good. Really? Can you see someone's cancer? Can you see someone's lupus? Can you see somebody's seizure disorder? Can you see somebody's mental disorder? Can you see somebody's kidney failure? I mean, really? Like, what really cracks me up about being homeless is that everybody all of a sudden is a doctor and a psychologist, and they know all the answers. And they can pick people out on the street, random people they never met before, and just say, that person's not sick. They're just faking it to scam the system. Scam the system. Let's talk about scamming the system. Let me tell you what I am allowed to get, or what I can be approved for in the system. 0. Not a thing. Not even food stamps. Not food stamps. Not medical care. Or whatever. Some states have like cash programs, AFDC, or, whatever. I can't qualify for any of that. Why? Because I don't have an address. Ha! A few months ago when I went to Washington and I applied for that and I got all that, fine, okay, but now I don't have that. So I'm not allowed to get any services at all. Think about that. How many millions more do you think there are that are in the same boat? So before you deliver your snap judgments, oh, they're scamming the system and they're lazy and they're blah, blah, blah. Oh, and they're not sick in any way because I'm a fucking doctor and I could just walk by strangers on the street and tell them everything about them. Yeah. Okay, so think about that. Now, let's see, I've talked about a little bit here. Let me think. All right, the car issue. The reality of my day is 80% of my day is spent trying to figure out where I'm going to sleep tonight without getting arrested. If you've seen some of the photos I've posted on Facebook, on the homeless radio page, or even on the Christie Aphrodite page, I've taken pictures from all over. It is illegal to sleep in your car in most places. So we're not going to actually help anyone and give them housing and the support they need. We're just going to arrest them, steal their property, and cast them aside, right? Out of mind, out of sight. We'll just have sweeps and get rid of them, and then people don't see them on the street, and then we don't exist. Yeah, that's the reality of the situation. But I literally have to spend most of my day, every single day, trying to figure out where to sleep. There's another 10% worried about where am I going to get my next shower. And then, I guess another 10% worrying about, am I going to be able to eat? What about tomorrow? How can I dig out of a hole that nobody will help me out of? And again, hold on to your fucking judgments until you're a single disabled targeted woman alone with 0 family. Yeah, you try it. So, all right. Yeah, so where am I going to sleep without getting arrested? Here's some more realities I'm sure you don't know of. But do you know that you actually cannot sleep overnight at every Walmart? Do you know that once you're homeless, that camping becomes squatting? Yeah. So you have a home, you go to a rest area or whatever on your road trip, sleep a night or 2, that's fine. But if you sleep 3 or 4 nights in a week, and maybe another week, and another week, well, now all of a sudden you're homeless, so you're squatting, and you're a criminal, and you must be removed. And yes, I've seen all this with my own eyes. The Walmarts, the rest areas, and different ones, and they would, go back and forth to stay in one in Tacoma, then go to one closer to Centralia, or then head east, or go to Auburn, or, try to rotate them, which really isn't something, my car kind of stands out, so I can't really get away with that, like, say, a Ford Taurus or, something like that. But, whatever. I sleep on city streets, free camping. Oh, freecampsites.net is a good website if you find yourself in need. And then I use the Trucker Path app. So I'll get rest areas or truck stops or just random, parking areas and stuff like that. But so let me ask you this. If you're spending 90% of your day driving around, wasting gas, which again costs money, even though y'all think homeless people don't need money because we all use it for drugs, which is another bullshit thing. Look, we don't have money. A lot of us have never, ever done drugs. I'm one of them. And a lot of people, I'll tell you what, I saw way more drugs in houses my whole life than I ever saw on the street. And the thing about the streets, most of the people on the streets, 1 billion times smarter than y'all. They know that pharmaceuticals are dangerous. They've already been fucked in some way by the system, the medical system, the whatever system. They don't do drug. In fact, less smoke cigarettes too. I smoke my tobacco. And that's just the way it is. I don't smoke cigarettes, whatever. It doesn't even matter. I don't care what people do. But me, I'm like the bad girl because I have my tobacco and, sometimes I'll have a little weed when somebody gives me some and, and they don't even want it. They don't. In fact, one party I cooked, I think it was, December. And I had all these leftovers, brought it down to the homeless people, like in Olympia. So it was a bacon wrap filet. And I don't know if I even talked about that on video, but bacon wrap filet, shrimp scampi, salad, blah, blah, blah. Well, they had a bunch of beer and, they let me clean out the fridge and bring it to my fellow homeless brothers and sisters. And I had like a whole paper grocery sack that was totally full of all these, exotic beers that probably people in homes would want. But it was all it took me till the end of the night to find people who wanted to take the beer. So, yeah, stop your judgments. Well, keep them all you want, but whatever. They're not reality. So, all right. Now, God, I can't even remember. Okay, so, yeah. I know everybody wants to think that somebody else is going to do it and there's some shelter that's going to give you all these resources and things. And, all I really have to say about that is you go to your local shelter, check it out, number one, and number two, see if you can get in and when. And the rules, being locked down at 8 or 8:30, getting kicked out at 6:30 in the morning, having to re-sign up for a lottery to see if you get picked. And then you spend that whole day because you have to do that in the morning, then leave, then you have to come back and fill it out, and then leave. Then you have to go back to find out if you were even approved to be able to stay another night. And, it's just drama. So, yeah, all I have to say is you go to your local shelter, see how many spots they have open, how long of a waiting list, what the rules are, and how many people actually get to keep their possessions. Yeah, so, there's a lot of issues that people don't really think about. And I remember this one sweet girl. I mean, she's sweet. She doesn't mean any harm. But the shit coming out of these people's mouths are completely disrespectful. Oh, well, don't you have a mom or somebody that... Gee, why didn't I think of that? Well, can't you just go get a minimum wage job? It's a start. Gee, why didn't I think of that? How many jobs have I gotten or been lied to about? Yeah, okay. What else? I don't know. People say really stupid stuff because you do it without thinking. And, I'm definitely guilty of that myself. And something, last few years I've definitely been conscious of. But look, if we had somebody to help us, why would we choose this? We're here because we have no help. We're here because nobody cares, okay? We're not here because the system failed us. We're here because our loved ones, our communities, the people. It's the people, okay? You can't get mad at the government for not housing homeless people. Let me tell you, in Idaho, I can't even think of how many homeless people I brought in. I can't even remember. A couple dozen over at least in my home, filling up their vans or vehicles with whatever, driving them around, getting them where they need to go, feeding them delicious gourmet meals every day, no questions asked. Yeah. I don't have anyone to offer that to me. Or offer me a job, or even promote my work in the same way I promoted theirs. Nope, I don't have that, but, it's my fault, huh? Yeah, I'm just not trying. I'm just lazy. Get a job, loser. Yeah, that's the solution. You got to think about all these other options before you start passing judgment on other people. You don't know. And you know what? Sometimes people do get sick. Sometimes people don't have a family. Sometimes these things actually happen, okay? I know you think you can talk yourself out of it or think yourself out of it or law of attraction yourself out of it, but you can't. Your path is your path, period, okay? And if it was that easy, I talked about it in the karma video, but think about it. Everyone born into this world, love, peace, harmony, blah, blah, blah. Nobody thinks they're going to be homeless. Nobody asks to be homeless or focuses on being homeless or intends to be homeless or all of this stupid shit that you all make up in your head to justify your lack of compassion and help. Yeah, you think there would be how many billions of homeless people on the planet if people were doing something? Clearly, you're not. Clearly. Oh, there we go. Yay! Finally got my coffee. That took a while. I got all the wind and stuff I had to fight with. But, yeah. So, I better open that door. You know what? All right, I'm going to do that outside. I don't want to spill any water in here, because that's another thing, all right? So not only do you have to move your house all the time or figure out where you're going to be able to park and sleep, where your house won't be stolen, and of course you deprived of life and liberty, and yeah, because that's going to fix it, right? Steal more property. Punish us some more, give us more fines we can't pay. Think about the holes and how deep they are. And think about this. If you live in a poor neighborhood, how much does it cost for your milk or eggs or bread or what people eat? Twice what they do in the other neighborhoods. Don't believe me? Get in a fucking car and go. Yeah, so not only are poor people being screwed and more fines and fees and all these things tacked on that we can't take care of. Yeah, anyways, it's just a never-ending cycle. I'm done talking about it. I'm ready for other people to start paying attention. And you know what? When you ask our needs are the same as yours, okay? And by the way, I had somebody ask me that yesterday, which doesn't happen often. People don't care. They've already made up their mind. You are a lazy, druggy, loser, whatever. Yeah, get a job. That's the solution for everything. So, oh God, now it's getting hot in here with that fire going. But, crap. Now I just lost my train of thought. Oh well, I'm getting alcohol fumes with the fire. Yeah. But yeah, our needs. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, our needs. What are our needs? Well, I guess I just want to make the point that that one word, homelessness, it does not erase our humanity, okay? We have the same needs as you do. Love, respect, support, shelter, safety, food, water, sunshine, clothes, car payments or whatever, registration, licenses, car repairs, homes. We all need the exact same thing as you. So we're not separate. I know you might think we're less than you. I don't know. I'll tell you what. There's a lot of beautiful people on the streets. Some of the most beautiful people I've ever met. And I'm not saying, homeless people are better by any means. I'm not. It's a mixed bag everywhere. I'm just saying, you can't be here and live this way without being a little colorful and learning a little bit about life and experiencing a little more of life than other people have. It's just the way it is. It's not a judgment, get all offended if you want, but, how much life can you really live when you're, either stuck in a cubicle all day for 40 years and going to your same home that you grew up in or, whatever. I mean, let's face it. So yeah, I like homeless people. They're very colorful and interesting and wise and not saying they're better. We're not better. We're whatever. But yeah, think about it. And here's how you can help. Besides finding out what an individual's needs are, remember that we're human too. That is the number one thing that will help. Homeless people are human too. And that is how you will change the world. That is how you will help the problem. Ignoring it, damning it, shaming it, whatever, ain't working, right? There's more and more and more and more and more of us. How? Oh, couldn't be engineered in any way. We'll just blame the victim. I'm so spiritually superior. Yeah. Okay, funny. George Carlin was great, though. I mean, he called it clever, huh? How you blame the poor people for all your problems, everything. Fear the poor leper. Hey, it worked, and that's why there's more of us. You're not that far behind, so I hope you do something now while you can. Anyways, thank you for listening. Have a good day.